Like if you think about a number 1 being like an emancipated, starving horse, and a number 10 being like obese, you know, so fat they're rolling down the hill instead of walking, okay? So ideally, these babies should probably fall, I believe, in like a 5 or 6 category, which every one of them here looks great. It's just something to look at your horse and say, yes, you've been feeding it well, it's well groomed, it's shiny, its feet have been taken care of, okay, all those things. So what does that mean that you need to do? You need to make sure your horse is clean and groomed well. Doesn't mean they have to be braided. It doesn't mean you have to clip them. I don't want you to think, if you want to, you can, but don't think you need to. Just a clean, well-fed horse, okay? That's not going to take very long at all. The next part of it will be part of your obstacles, your trail class that you're going to do in hand. So then you're going to go in and catch your horse, and that'll be kind of part of it. Your horse is either going to say, don't touch me, or it's going to come to you and say, catch me, okay? So that might be something that you should work on, making sure you can catch your horse easy. So you're going to catch your horse, and then you'll go out and do, I believe it's 6 obstacles, right? And, you know, I don't know exactly what they're going to be. It could be anything from backing through an L, leading them over a bridge, I don't know. Could be anything like that. I do believe you'll have to pick up all 4 feet, that kind of thing, okay? It's a possibility, yeah. So we'll be putting that together in the next couple weeks, so you guys will get that information out. So the next class will be your freestyle. I've had a lot of people ask about the freestyle too. I shared with you guys those links from YouTube from Extreme Mustang Makeover freestyles that are on there. It doesn't have to be elaborate if you don't want it to be. They have had a new rule put out that you don't even have to have music if you don't want to have music. So you can do whatever you want with that freestyle. The idea of a freestyle is to showcase what your horse does best, all right? And, you know, it's somewhat of an entertainment value too. So the reason why there's an artistic score is another reason why music is kind of a good idea. And if you don't have music, I'm sure we could have some we could play if you want that or whatever. But, you know, I always say, and I've done a lot of freestyles and makeovers, and my husband actually did an adult yearling Mustang makeover, and he's a fireman. So he dedicated his freestyle, had the American flag out there, and he was in a fireman uniform, I think, and it was about remembering 9/11. So we had music that was patriotic. It remembered 9/11. So it was a overall picture that then showcased what his horse could do. So he did all the performance maneuvers: stop, back up, trot, go. Sent him around, I think, a pedestal that had the flag on it, and at the end he stepped up on the pedestal. All right, so it can be like that. My apprentice at the time was also an adult, and she didn't want to have any frills. She didn't want to have any obstacles. She wanted to have a song that really meant a lot to her, that really empowered her and made her feel confident and strong. And she went out and just did a reining pattern on the ground with her horse. She was very athletic. I mean, she did fast circles, slow circles. She did a turnaround, like a spin on the ground, and she did run and stop, and that little horse would canter next to her and do a sliding stop. I think she ended up, I don't know, like 3rd or 4th. But it wasn't fancy. No props, no elaborate costumes, okay? That's what she wanted to do. So I don't want, you know, the reason we gave everybody the opportunity to do a freestyle is if the freestyle is only for finalists, and you prepare and buy all that stuff and do all the props, and then you get down there and you didn't make the finals, then you've made that big investment. So we decided to give you all the opportunity to do that. So this is the time when you really should be kind of finishing up your ideas on that, so that you can then spend the next 3 or 4 weeks kind of working on that too. And then the 3rd class, which I'm pretty sure because of the numbers we have, everybody gets to go to the finals. All right? Everybody gets to go to the finals. I'm not quite sure how that scoring is going to work just now, just yet, if it's going to be all 3 scored together, or if it's everybody starts at ground zero. But we'll get that information to you soon. But you're going to have a horsemanship pattern, like a showmanship and halter pattern. So like a 4-8 showmanship and halter pattern, we're going to work on some of those techniques tonight. so that you can be prepared for that. And then I think that's when you have your one, it could be a trick, it doesn't have to be a trick. Doesn't have to be a trick that you want to do. It could be if your horse backs up great, you could go and do a great backup and turn and do a backup. I mean, don't think that you have to have some fancy trick, because that's not what this is about. This is about whatever you can do to showcase your horse the best that they can do. So that's kind of, you know, where we're at on it. And kind of gives you, yours could sing a song. Yeah. Good. All right. Okay.